Hi, Ankit. Thank you so much for giving us your time and interviewing with us. For the viewers, may we request you to please share your journey and your story in your own words?
Sure. Hi, Dikshita. Thank you very much. The pleasure is all mine. About my journey, so I started back then when I completed my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from NIT Raipur in 2012.
Okay.
That I worked with several companies, and I got the chance to working with the Ministry of Defense, where I served more than 4 years, and eventually I landed onto doing an MBA. So my have my own journey. So that's why I always suggest to people that you need to find your own reason, because in your journey you have to be the hero of your own movie. So I found my no, basically I found my own reason, which well, certainly had some real identified problems, and this paved my way to doing an MBA. And certainly when I started when I planned to go for an MBA,
Mm.
there were only two things in my mind. So whether I should stay here in India and prepare for CAT, or let's move abroad and have some international experience. The only thing that was missing back then in my resume. So I thought that it's time to move, take a step back and go ahead. So
Okay.
I started preparing for GMAT. That's
Okay. That's really nice and it's quite inspiring how you actually decided to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. So, going back to your GMAT preparation, what were the main resources that you used, and what advice will you give to all the candidates?
basically what I did was stick to what the professional says, because if when you're going outside,
Right.
it's more important that you follow professional, because that time you don't have that kind of experience, that kind of knowledge,
Mhm.
what to do, what not to do. And the best thing that what I did was to go with Experts Global. The reason because the application process it indeed was very very complex for a person like me who has come from a different background, completely different background. I was working with the government, so for me that kind of experience to even apply to certain universities, it was very very hard for me. So well, the most important rudimentary things I would say that it's first of all to be honest.
Right.
When you are being interviewed by any college or any person who is helping you, be
Mhm.
honest. It's your story. You can fall as many times as you want to, but you have to be strong into that. When you fall, you have to learn something, and then you move on.
Right.
And the second is believe in what a professional says. And concerning my preparation items, I basically followed the GMAT official books. I worked on my improving my base. So people won't believe that I never read a single novel before 2018.
Oh.
So that's when I started preparing for my GMAT. So
Mhm.
along with my job, I started reading novels, and within 3 to 4 months, I finished around 39 to 40 novels. So that's when I started learning new words. I got a command over the English language. So basically, GMAT is nothing but English and mathematics. You
Right.
have to get a hold of that. If you can, then it's true. Believe in yourself and your preparation, and you are good to go.
Wow, that's actually amazing and very inspiring as well. How you completed reading so many novels in a very short period of time, and that too along with your job. So that's great. So, what would you like to say about your experience and learnings from managing the application timelines?
As shares of applications were exhaustive and thus timelines may seem tight, they
Right.
give you a pinch of what's incoming. When you are once in your MBA, you don't get that much of time for preparation. It's like you are standing there,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. So meeting tight deadlines is one trait a good manager should have. Even though I arrived a bit late and I wanted to give an admission in the first round, but Expert Global managed everything like a piece. Not only did they know how to deliver their work in time, they also knew how to extract the best work of me in time.
That's great. It always works both ways, because the dedication from student is what motivates the team also to put in that much of hard work and time. So, would you like to describe your interview experience with the school?
Okay, out of I think 5 applications I filled out, I got calls from 3 of them. And
Mm-hmm.
the interview process was more or less was limited to three things, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
First one, what I have done in the past, if I'm able to explain that
Mm-hmm.
properly or not, along with any achievements, if I have achieved something, those are my achievements, or I just put it in the piece of paper and I'm just blabbering about around. So
Okay.
that was the first one. Second, about my story, how this course would help me complete it. So how my MBA will have complete my story. And obviously, I would say that MBA would get me a good job and earn good money. This cannot be an answer. And lastly, one should have a plan B. Schools understand that it's not all about success. You fail, people fail, everyone fails. So
Mm-hmm.
you should have a backup plan. That's a must.
Right. What was your backup plan? What was your plan B?
Okay, so I was having good job. So if I couldn't go for that, I wouldn't have achieved this course in a good, very good school.
Mm-hmm.
I would have waited for one more year and then went ahead. So I had
Okay.
that kind of stability, and so I could have done that. That
Right.
was my plan B.
Okay. 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 Right. So, can you please tell us about your MBA experience?
So MBA experience, I still miss that time. I went to Belgium for my MBA.
Right.
So in Belgium, if you know that it's not an English-speaking country, and living in an alien country with a language barrier,
Mm-hmm.
sharing a class with people from across the globe,
Right.
it's breathtaking. Frankly, MBA is not about books or classes. It's
Mm-hmm.
about experiences that people they bring along with them.
Right.
You're talking with people, learning from them, sharing about your experiences, how they comment on that, what was their experience, sharing about what problems you have faced in the past, and what would have they done if it's the problem with their end.
Right.
So it's all about MBA is all about this, and staying in Europe and learning about their culture. It changed my perspective a lot, which wouldn't be the case if I was here, studying even in IIM. The
Right.
reason is people in my class. There were 22 nationalities.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm.
So and people they balance time as well as work. So they have their own life. They will not work and in that kind of period. If they're working, they will not go out. They will not just sit there in front of the computer and just type.
Right.
So
Okay.
they know how to balance both work and their personal life. So that was something that I learned from there. That is something I try to imbibe in my current team.
Okay, that's amazing. And I guess your MBA experience was quite a wholesome experience.
Sorry to interrupt. I would also like to add, and you should not, forget that I graduated in the middle of a pandemic. So that part was also, very adventurous. You're going out in the market. It's very hard in the market. You are struggling to get a job. Staying in a different country. That also one good thing that I would say. I won't say that it's bad, but give a good experience.
Yeah, a very different kind of an experience. Okay. Okay. So, can you please tell us about your experience of job search during the MBA and what tips will you give to all the future candidates?
Okay. So basically, job search it will depend individually where one wants to work.
Mm.
Like for instance, due to some family reasons, I couldn't stay there for work, even though I kind of had a couple of options there working
Right.
because I'm from IT and the country I was looking in Europe very IT is very in demand. So not many people in India we have very much technical people, engineers and all. Europe is not one such country.
Mm-hmm.
And people should understand that hiring of most of the high-paying jobs, it happens within a room.
Right.
Since hiring is a huge cost and hiring a wrong manager, it may lead to emptying the whole team. And people understand that it's crucial. And if you have a cultural fit
Mm-hmm.
with your colleague, because you'll have to spend at least 6 to 8 hours with your colleague,
Right.
and work it can be done later. That's okay.
Right.
To create in Europe, most of the things happen in networks. It's not like that the companies are coming into your campus, they're hiring from your campus. So you have to create a network. And For that, we used to go to visiting different networking events of all kinds,
All
and
right.
there was events specifically for startups, big consulting corporations, NGO, and so on. So many of them. So my school, Vlerick Business School, it was a very big name in Benelux area. So most of the visits used to happen in our college, and so you meet with people, people who are working there, understand the company's culture, how they started, and you can imagine you're working there in the company. So if you find it interesting, you can stay connected with those people.
Mm-hmm.
Those people really help you place the right food at the right time.
Okay.
Get that foot in your organization. It's up to you and your skill set if you can get into the company.
Okay. That's actually nice. It's all self-made and self-built, which is very nice. So, how did the entire pre-application phase as well as your MBA experience contribute to your growth post MBA?
Okay. So my good part is that I'll start with the good. That my good part is that my learnings, what I learned from my MBA, pre-MBA, the application, everything, they have started to cash. So currently I'm working with Coach Tech, and it's one of the finest companies one can join if one wants to learn and grow. So my thinking was clear that I don't want to work with a very big MNC
Right.
where your contribution are somewhere lost in middle of 5 to 10,000 people. So Tech, it's a scale up, and right now I started with a team of 5 people and working on one product. Currently, I'm working as a senior product manager
Mm-hmm.
and handling a team of over 20 who are directly reporting, and then a number of other people who are who I have to tackle in each day because I'm working as a product manager. So you have to work with the marketing team, technical team, clients, corporate suite, everyone. So I believe me, I as a product manager, I never felt I'm working for a single day. So because I am doing what I always imagine myself doing, I haven't worked for a single day. And we have to do, for example, we have to do a tons of documentation as a
Mm-hmm.
product manager. So you have to maintain the business requirement, product requirement. So as in my experience with government and other, and working in a tool room in automotive components company. So my experience never gave me a chance to make such kind of papers that
Okay.
can be used in a professional setting.
Hmm.
Where it all started. Can you guess?
Yeah, I think the application phase where a lot of documentation was required. So,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So it started with Expert Global. So the assignment they gave me laid the foundation of everything. So which was then polished over and over again by my MBA. So MBA at my Vlerick Business School, to a point where currently people are using my documentation as a benchmarking tool.
It's very inspiring. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Summarizing, I would say that currently I'm doing what I love. I'm
Okay.
earning around 5 times what my previous MBA salary was. My network is spans across the globe. If I have a problem, I want to reach to any company, I
Mhm.
can just search my LinkedIn, and one of some person will be working there, or know someone who is working there. So I think that's good.
Right. And definitely, it's amazing. And it's amazing how you've actually come a very long way. And it's all been so effortlessly done that, even the transitions have been so smooth. So, according to you, what are a few common mistakes that all the GMAT aspirants and MBA candidates should avoid?
Okay. So first of all, overkilling in terms of preparation. So math is based purely on algorithm, and to score a perfect 100, as I said, you don't need to have all the questions correct. Just understand how the algorithm works. For example, if it's better to have some wrong answers in the first half, so you don't end up getting very tough nuts to crack the final stage, which will eventually give you get your score rather low.
All
And because I shared you previously that I have come up many people who scored over 90 percentile even after several wrong answer or flukes.
right.
Yes, don't kill time. very crucial. If you are clueless about something, a calculated guess is the way to go.
All right. Okay. I'm sure your suggestions and your tips, they're going to help a lot of other students who are aspiring to do something similar to what you have already accomplished. So, what would be your final message and suggestion to all the viewers and like students watching this video?
Okay. So I would say that even if you are having a very hard time currently, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the people forget that we were in our childhood, we used to play games,
Right,
and in the final level there comes a dragon. So when you defeat a dragon, then only you can level up. So
right.
believe in yourself, believe in what professor is saying, and just go. You're good to go. That's all.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Ankit, for sharing all your learnings and your story with all of us. And it's actually been very inspiring and motivating to know how you've actually come so far. And I'm sure your learnings are going to help a lot of other students also to learn and grow. So thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you, Dikshita, and I'm very grateful that I joined back then to Express Global, and my journey it's going on. I won't say that it's successful because I have many other plans in my mind for our future, and I'm grateful that I'm able to help any future candidate.
Right.
So thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it was great talking to you and knowing your story. So
Same here.
take care.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.